Welcome to my show of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, where we hear from regular people who got tired of living their ordinary lives and were not afraid to make that jump.
You gotta be different. You can't be doing what everyone else is doing. You gotta create action. You gotta create momentum. So I'm looking for demand and I'm looking for mentorship because I wanted to know everything my mentor knew.
People who are just like you and me.
Hello, Lauren. Good. Hey, how are you doing?
What's going on?
Man, you look great. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
How long we've been talking about doing this podcast?
I mean, I'm kind of upset about it at this point. Almost a year, baby. Over a year.
Over a year. Awesome. So, man, this is Lauren. She's been an agent with me, and I'm going to let her tell you guys everything. But this is our very first episode of Ordinary People Doing Extraordinary Things virtual. And I'm super excited because we started this series in person. COVID happened. Things got crazy. So now we're going to do it virtual. We're going to be able to do more than ever. We're going to be able to have more people on than ever. And Lauren gets to be the very, very first guest. So super excited about that. So Lauren is an amazing person. Yes, she's one of our life insurance agents. Yes, she's one of our managers managing a team, but she also is in recovery, sponsors people, single mom, all these amazing things. So we're going to hit on so many things, just such a superstar, just killing it at life in so many different aspects, and just super excited to be doing this with her. So Lauren, first off, tell us a little bit about, let's start with some of the insurance stuff, man, because that's what got us together. Tell us about when you got your license, how that all happened, fill us in on that.
Okay, so it's so crazy. So honestly, I met this kid. He's like, hey, listen, I think, and he didn't even work in insurance. He's like, I think that you would be really good in insurance. You should get your insurance license. You should reach out to this person who is Dana. So I reached out to Dana. She gave me the rundown. She's like, hey, do this course. And like in that time in my life, I was at a standstill. A lot was going on personally. And like, I just needed to be doing something different. So I knew nothing about insurance. I took the course, finished the course in like 2 weeks, which is crazy because I'm not good at school, but I did it. And yeah, and that's how I got my license.
And how long ago was that?
That was coming into my third year. So that was 2 years ago.
So that's 2021, 22?
22.
22. You remember what month?
I think it was probably the end. I started, because it was probably like January, maybe February.
Okay, so February of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're working at Hungry Howie's too at the same time, right?
Yeah, so I was a waitress. Definitely, I was like working hard, I was working from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. and it was just rough. It was very hard, but it was paying the bills.
Look at the mug my mom got me. Isn't that the coolest mug ever?
That is. She's
Never underestimate the power of the price. Shout out to my mom. Awesome. So okay, so you're working as a server, and I remember, right? So this is new, right? Selling insurance is new. You're selling on the phone, right? I don't think you've ever sold a policy in person, have you?
Never. Well,
Never.
One time.
One time.
Yeah.
One time, long time ago, right?
Long time ago.
When you had to walk. All 100% on the phone. So you learned on the phone. A lot of people think it's harder on the phone. That's the only thing you know. And then you're serving tables, right? Mm-hmm. So I remember there's a time where you were like, help me remember, because I think there was a time where you're spending most of your time selling insurance and a very little bit of time serving people at tables. And then something happened and you went from serving people at tables more than selling insurance.
Yeah.
Can you remember like that time period, how that happened, what your thought processes were there?
Yeah. So basically I was doing really well with selling insurance. I remember Dana gave me, it was my first day on the phone. She's like, she literally didn't think I was going to do it. I was at home. She gave me a lead. She's like, call this lead. And I ended up closing that lead, not knowing anything that I was doing. Right. And I got I'll never forget that. Like I got a taste of it. And I was like, oh my God, I just made what I would make in one night serving. So I got the taste of it. And then what happened is my daughter's dad ended up moving away and like all this fear set in, right? And I was like, oh my God, am I going to be able? Fear happened. So I went back to serving more it was all fear. And thank God for great mentorship for people like you to call me out, right? So I went back serving more, not realizing that the time that I was taking away from the phones and working harder as a server was really like not good for my business, right?
It's costing you money. It was literally costing you money. Costing you money.
Yeah, it was insane.
You know what drove me the craziest about that, and the thing that drove me the crazy, and it's so good you did it, because it drove me crazy enough to like start really looking at your business and looking at what you're making, right? Because I never seen you post anything on social media about selling insurance, but like, I don't know who owns Hungry Howie's or if you're friends with the person or not, but like, I always see you posting, trying to get someone to this restaurant. And I'm like, why did Lauren not do anything for her own business in promoting it and talking about it? Yet she's working for somebody else's restaurant and she's putting all this effort, like, hey, come see me so I could serve you food. And it drove me crazy because I'm like, dude, if she put that energy and that commitment, right? Because it's more than the doing, right? It's the mind, and it's the mind really being committed to what you're doing. And it's like, you're so committed to serving tables, and there's nothing wrong with being a server, right? But you weren't fully committed. So that's why I started digging. And that's when I saw, I think it was like a $2,000 commission, right? In a single day. And I sent that little group message. I'm like, hey, just quick question. I need you to help me out with something real fast. But how many tables do you have to serve to make $2,000?
Correct. I'm like so grateful for you because you put things in perspective for me in the beginning, like the way you mentored me, that made sense to me. And I was like, wow, he's right. And then I literally went back as soon as I got the text message, I'm at work, and put my 2 weeks notice in and became.
So what happened when you put your 2 weeks in? You told him like, hey, listen, I'm out of here. I can't support you guys in your business anymore. I got to do my own thing. Hey, I got to go to my dream now. I'm tired of you living your dream. What do you say?
Basically. I went back there and I was like, listen, I was like, they really see me. They really see something out of me at selling insurance. I think that this is going to take off for me. I just have a feeling I have to put my 2 weeks notice in. And they supported it.
You remember what month that was?
So I became a full-time agent because 6 months. So I became a full-time agent in June.
So 6 months, right? And then that's it. Boom, you made over 100K your first year, right? What was your 1099? You remember?
My first year was $104,000.
So you just did it. Okay. 104, like part-time, part full-time, serving tables, not really committed, posting about Hungry Howie's, not even caring about insurance. And then all of a sudden you just got in freaking Terminator mode, and 2022, first year, boom, 6-figure earner selling life insurance. So how did that feel being a 6-figure earner?
So it was really crazy. So when I first came in, I was super motivated, right? Because I came in and like, I didn't know, I'm very big in recovery, and I didn't know that you were sober. And then I saw Bianca and like all these people, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is like the place for me, right? So then I would watch you guys and I was like, all right, so if they did it, I could definitely do it, right? And then I just went to work and I didn't even know how much money I was making. All I know that is like a month into it, you guys called me and you're like, you have one more month and you're about to hit 100,000. And then I was just like, why'd you tell me that? Now I'm in my head, So I just went to work and I did it. And I'm super proud of myself. At first, it was just a goal to become successful. And then once I hit that 100,000, I was like, all right, I'm taking off with it. Now,
that's
this
awesome.
is it.
That's awesome. It's so cool watching someone win. I mean, you're like a natural when it comes to talking to people, which is great. You're super relatable, right? I think, being in recovery, I always say like it helps me because I've lived 2 different lives, right? Mm-hmm. And I could relate with such a vast amount of people, and you definitely have that as well. All right, cool. So we got your first year down, you made 100K, second year, right? And to me, I always tell people like, you got to make it through the first year. And a lot of agents don't make $100,000 their first year. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. The second year I always say is where the magic happens, especially with us for sure. So what it feel like coming in, right? I'm a 6-figure earner, second year. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a single mom. I'm a BA. Like what did that feel like?
So it felt good. Like now I'm focused, right? Like now I am writing my goals down. I am reading books. I'm listening to everything that you guys are telling me, right? Because now I'm like, all right, like I hit this huge goal. Now I'm going to become even better so I could teach the next person how to do this. And that's was my main focus my second year. So I ended up building my team, and then I ended up watching a few of my agents like become successful. And I was like, wow, this is so amazing. And now actually very comfortable my second year. Like I noticed that all the bills were paid. I was able to get a new car. My daughter goes to a really good school. I had money for my business to put back into it. It was a lot less stressful, but now I'm addicted to it and I just want to continue to grow. Like I have each year, like my income needs to double, and like that's just where I'm at, and I'm super grateful.
That's it. I'm grateful, but I'm not settled. Right. That's what I say. I'm grateful, but I'm not settled. My income needs to double every year. I love it. The reason for it not to. So tell us about your daughter. Because I know you do this for her, man. And so many people, and dude, we've hired so many agents, a ton of single moms. And to me, like every time I hire a single mom, I'm like, cool, like this is another story. This is another story. And I always want it to be another success story. But a lot of times people make their daughter the reason why they can't work. Yeah. And then there's the other ones that make it their daughter is the reason why they have to work, right? And that's what they're doing it. So I know, what's your daughter's name first off?
So my daughter is Skylar Marie. She is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've always been a monster and I've always had a strong mindset. But once I became a mom and this opportunity was, because I never knew which way to go. So once insurance was introduced to me and I had an outline and a plan and a blueprint to how I was going to become successful, it was like game over. Like I remember like in my first year, like putting her to bed and making the best money I've ever made in my life. Like, right. So like my commissions that were coming in, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy, and I just was willing because of my daughter, even on the hard days, right? Because like if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, so even on the hard days, like I knew that I was not going to stop and I was going to get everything, because my main goal is really to make her a millionaire by the time she's 18 through my business. And like, that's it. And it's going to happen. Right. So like, that's my end goal. And it all comes down to her. Like, even when people tell me like, you work so much, or you're doing this, you're doing that, like you have to have balance. And it's like, no, I really don't, because this brings me peace. Like this job's made me a woman of business, and like, I have a purpose, and it's super exciting.
Dude, the balancing drives me crazy when people, and it's like, you want to dig into your life. All right, cool. So tell me about the balance of your life. Right. Yeah, tell me what it feels like when you're not sure if you're going to be able to pay your rent, or what it feels like when you want to go on a vacation but you can't, or you want to, your air conditioning broke and you don't know how to fix it, or you need to borrow some money or something. Like, tell me about that balance. So
correct. Like, how's that doing for you?
How's that doing for you? There's harmony, right? There's some harmony, work-life harmony. But yeah, I don't believe there's any high producers that have balance, or I don't think I have balance my entire life. I don't think there's ever been anything balanced in my life. So I don't know why anything should change that I'm an adult.
Correct. Me either. We're the same.
We're not too far. Skylar's so cute. Got to spend a week with her in Tahoe. So super, super cool. All right. So now, right, we got Agent Lauren doing Agent Lauren stuff, but now you're more than agent. I mean, you're an agency, right? You're a 7-figure agency. You got some agents. You got some managers of your own. Like, tell us about that. Tell us about these amazing people that you are able to attract into your life and how you get them.
So I'm like really big with energy, super believer. I think that, when you have good energy, you'll attract the right people. And God blessed me. I met Brian and Rita, who are on my team, and they came in and they were super coachable. They even flew out to train with me in person. And I I remember, in the beginning, when you first get like new agents that are doing stuff and you're learning how to be a leader. Thank God for you and Dana to teach me these things, right? I was nervous. I'm like, oh my God, like it's kind of like sponsorship. I'm like, these people are in my hands. But because I was able to do it, I had the confidence on how to teach it. And with them, they came in and it was super amazing to watch. Like this last year, my second year of building my team we almost were $1 million agency the second year, which is crazy to me, right? And it's just like an amazing thing to do, right? Because I was able to be taught this so freely. And now that I'm able to teach it, and now watching them make money that they never seen is probably the reason why it's just so worth it. And now I know how you feel when you see us do it. Like it's a beautiful thing, you know? And it's just amazing to watch. And now I'm hiring people and they're coming in and they're super coachable and we're training together, and I get to watch them with that first sale and how excited they get. And it's just like, it beats anything. It's not even about the money. It's like watching people's lives change because of this opportunity. It's crazy.
Dude, awesome. It reminds me of like, for a while, every single day, right? You know, because we get paid daily, and every single day I would look at every single person on my team's advance statement. And I would be like, look, it made $800, made $1,000, made $2,000. And I would send each person their advance statements like as soon as I got paid. And I would look at that and forget to look at my own. Now it's too many, right? I don't have enough time in the day to look at everyone's, but like that's the coolest thing. And then it's like the money, right? You focus on the money at first, and money's easy and it's super relatable. But when you look at like an agent who shows up and, you know, they got, you know, $500 in their bank or no money in their bank, or and you see the changes and you see the way they walk different. You know, I always joke around with Dana, and she didn't show up broke. I don't know if she knows what it's like to be broke, but she definitely showed up. She definitely, I always say, she walks a lot taller now. Right. Yeah, like the confidence that she has and the way she walks now is so much different. And, you know, there's so many other amazing stories, but like just to see the woman, right? The woman you're becoming, the business owner you're becoming, and I say becoming, it's because you're not even there yet. Right. Like you have massive change, but like where you're going, like, I don't think you have any idea of what that looks like and how that's going to feel. And like, the person you're going to be when I see you on a stage one day, and I see you telling your story to thousands of people, and I see you inspiring all these people, and I see people crying, right? Tears in people's eyes because you inspired them so much with your story, and they relate with it so much. And then they think to themselves, you know what? If this girl can do it, I can do it too. And you start sparking a movement upon those people because you took the chance on yourself, right? Because you put that 2-week notice in, because you trusted people, because you did all these things that most people just aren't willing to do, right? And it's so crazy because none of it's hard, right? We sit at our house in our pajamas, right? We wear a shirt, but we all know you're wearing the pajamas from the waist down, right?
100%.
I'm wearing pajamas from the waist down, right? And we call people that reached out to us first, interested in insurance, some shape, form, or fashion, where they called a TV commercial, hit a Facebook ad, hit a website ad, and we fill out the blanks on an application. We present some prices, and we get their bank information.
100%. And make a friend. Right. Like, my clients are my friends. You know? We're friends.
That's it. So super excited. So what are some goals that you have? Like what drives you? And what's pushing you? Skylar, so this is the first time I heard that you want Skylar to be a millionaire by the time she's 18.
Yeah, that's my main. That's like
okay, so we got to put a plan in place for that. So we need to put a plan in place for how old is she now?
She's 3.
She's 3. Okay, so this is easy, actually.
Maybe the next 10 years. Honestly.
This is simple. We're gonna get this figured out. So give me some time to do some math on this. I got a plan for her. So she's 3. So we got 15 years to make this happen. All right. So we'll put that to the side. So that's a goal. What are some other goals that you have?
Okay, so definitely I'm gonna be making $250,000 by the end of the year. That's my next drafted in my bank account. Like it's happening. Okay. And then also to really spend time with my team. So now what I'm doing with my team wise, like I don't care about having a big team, but I want everybody to be producing 15 to 20,000, me being able to spend like time one-on-one with them and teaching them everything that they need to know and being comfortable enough that like we're like a family. I think that matters. And then also I want my team to be writing anywhere from 100 to 150 every month.
I love it. I love it. So, and that's the goal for the year?
Yeah, so that's my goal and my agency is going to be way over $1 million. I just missed it last year, but it's okay.
What's your 5-year goal?
My 5-year goal is to be my income is to personally be over 500,000. Okay. And then my agency, me to actually probably step away from being on the phones and just be a David Price Jr., baby. Let's go. Everything you tell me to do, I do.
That's it. All right. We're going to test that. I want to make you uncomfortable. Don't worry. That's my job.
So that's that would be eventually it. And then just being able to spend time with my agents and then also like taking more vacations, working while I'm away, right? Like enjoying. I do really well with like, in the past couple months, I've made the most money I've ever made in my life. I'm starting to get really nice pay through checks and on top of everything else. But like, I also just, I always try to treat myself and my daughter. So like I work really hard. And then when I get some money, I want to do something with her because that's like why I do this is to be able to show up for her. And I'm a full single mom. Dad's not in the picture at all. So I do a really good job with still producing, running the team and still showing up for Skylar. And like, I try not to make excuses. And if I do, I have great mentors to call me out for it and I show up.
That's it. I love it. I love it. What about 10 years? Can you think, are you 10 years? You got
10 years, really, I want to be a millionaire. And then I also I really want to start even in the next 5 years, like how you said, like I want to have this vision and be able to help single moms all over, not just single moms, single parents in general, help men and women come up with their dream and then be able to help them and be motivational and share my story and prove to everyone it doesn't matter what we've been through. We are the creator of our lives and the author, and we could write new chapters and like spread that word and just keep showing up. And yeah,
I love it.
But definitely a millionaire. I might be a millionaire in 5 years.
I think you could definitely do it in 5. It's just stay focused, and believe that you can. So there's no reason why you can't. I think you're way more talented than I was when I started. So just got to outwork me now.
Yeah, now I just gotta outwork you.
That's it. So
I'm kidding.
So we spent some time talking about your insurance career, your business, how you got here. We talked about some future goals. We talked about your daughter. What do you want to share a little bit about your past, right? Because I think your past is really what helps you with your present.
Perfect. Okay, so I struggle. So, all right, this is good. I like talking about stuff like this as I do it all day to help women. So what happened with me is I actually came up in a household where my dad was an entrepreneur and he grinded and he worked and my mom was also one too. And then, I just grew up where I was very defiant, didn't want to listen, hated school. When I was in school, I actually ended up getting kicked out of school and put in a behavioral supportive program. And I've always there's always been something inside of me that knew that I would make it out of the life that I was living. Like I always was a fighter. I started getting heavily involved in alcohol and drugs. At that point, lost all hope and really was just living to die, right? And then one day, my dad ended up getting diagnosed with cancer, and he said one thing to me. And he's like, "I fought my whole life for you and to fight this disease of cancer. Like, why can't you fight for yourself?" And I ended up getting sober. And when I got sober, I remember going into the rooms and they had this blueprint in front of me and they're like, look, like you got to do this. And like, you don't know anything. And like, I am very tough. So like, I need mentors to be like, sit down, shut up, and let me teach you how to do this. Like, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? And I'm grateful for that because this business was a lot like that. And I needed that. I needed to know that I knew nothing. Right. So they did this and I did this program and the mental obsession was lifted and I became a super strong woman in AA and helped a lot of women. And then like, so what was so freely given to me, I became like a leader in that. Right. And I still do this today. Like it does not matter how much my business is busy. If one of my sponsees calls me, I put it to a side and I show up for them because I know that God will continue to bless me if I keep showing up for the people. Like that's my purpose in this life, right? So I ended up getting sober and I just celebrated 6 years in December. Woo! And it was one of the biggest accomplishments of my life. And then I found, which is I'm so grateful for it too, because like I was broke and still so spiritually connected and happy. So once I started making money and I was so grateful and I knew that like I remember when I first got sober, I was like, I'm gonna get sober and I'm not gonna drink. Like I'm gonna do this work. And I remember saying that to myself every day. And it's the same thing with this. Like I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna help families, I'm gonna become a good leader. And telling myself this over and over again. And then like watching you and like, it's so crazy. Like this doesn't mean anything, but I remember watching the morning meetings and be like, oh, one day maybe I'll be able to do that. And now I do the morning meetings, right? So it's like crazy. Like when you put your mind to something, it does not matter what we've done in our past. It's a part of our story and our pain is our purpose. And I feel like that makes any great leader, right? Because we've been through it. We understand, like we're in I was in the trenches. And that's why when I'm on the phones, what I've been doing recently is putting my agents in a breakout room and we're all dialing out and making calls and keeping ourselves unmuted because like I'm in the trenches with you and I won't let you fail if you show up for yourself. And it's the same way of how I turn my life around. It's pretty cool.
I love it, man. So freaking inspiring, man. You know, and I remember watching a documentary one time, and I remember in the beginning, it was either the beginning or the end of it, and it said 9 out of 10 addicts will never recover. And I was like, geez, great odds, you know. And that's when I was struggling myself, right? I was like, all right, well, you know, and you know, sure enough, man, you know, both recovered, made it out of the grips of drug addiction.
Yeah.
And then just on our way to you know, financial freedom, right?
Let's
Life
go, baby.
freedom. I mean, just so many great accomplishments. So super proud of you, man. Let me ask you another question. What does Dana mean to you?
I could cry. So Dana's my upline, Dana Berlin. God. All right. So when I first started this, nobody could probably tell except my uplines and my mentors, but like I was in a really bad place. Like I just felt defeated in life and like I just wanted to give my daughter a good life, right? So I met Dana, who is a single mom making so much money, like living this life. And she started as my upline and she's become so much more to me. She is my family. She is one of my best friends. I say it all the time. I joke around with her. I talk to her morning 20,000 times throughout the day. We work alongside of each other. And at nighttime, we talk to each other before we go to bed. And I always tell her, like, I would die without you, you know? And I really believe that, like, and that's like another thing. Even you, Dave, like you, Doug, and Dana, like when you guys came into my life, it was like hard, you know, we have trust issues, right? We all do. But like I trusted you both so much. Like I was like, all right, like, and you guys kept saying to me, like, we're not going to let you fail. We're not going to let you fail. And I was like, not used to that. I was like, all right, like they believe in me. And I'm just super grateful. Dana is one of my best friends, my partner in this business. We became so close that like some days, you know, we go through things, but like we bring each other up and we're always looking at the silver lining. And I feel like she will be in my life for the rest of my life and is my sister. And I'm super blessed and grateful. I could cry. I love her so much. You know our relationship.
I know it's great knowing it and seeing it. And, I bring people on over, they come work with me and sometimes they've been a lot of companies, they've been in the industry for a while, they've had success, but then they start measuring their success versus mine and see the success I've had in such a short period of time. So they start, rethinking their life and they come on over. And the one thing that they always say is that just the culture we have here is just amazing, and like the family and like how we're willing to help each other and stuff like that. And everyone always says, oh, the culture is the best where I'm at and we have great culture and stuff like that. But these are veterans, right? These are 6-figure, some of them 7-figure earners at other companies, and they're just amazed at just how tight we are and do such a good job with that. And it's just cool. It's just so cool. That's what I'm most proud of. Like,
It's
you know what I mean?
insane.
Like, because you can't, building a culture, right? Especially when you have like, salespeople and top producing salespeople, and it's usually like this cutthroat thing, and it's like, I don't have time to help you. I don't get paid for that, right? And it's just so amazing that. So super pumped with that.
Even like Jen, Val, we're all in group chats. Like we are literally, listen, sometimes like even on the weekend when I have Skylar, I log on the VCC just to say hi to everyone, right? Because like we are family. It's insane how good our culture is. I love it so much.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. It's super cool. It's like it's family. It really is.
It is.
So hopefully all different types of people watching this is going to go on my YouTube channel. And guys, if you get any kind of value out of this, please put some comments in it. Send me a subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. If you want to, make a lot more videos and stuff like that. And, you guys subscribing and commenting is really what makes me want to make videos, right? So excited about that. So Lauren, what is just a piece of advice you want to give somebody, and it doesn't have to be insurance related or anything like that. I don't want everything to be based off of, insurance, but, just anyone, because like you said, you're in a bad place when you got started, and who knew, like, getting your insurance license was going to fix that. Like, hey, I'm really in a bad place in my life, so let me get my insurance license and that's going to fix it.
It's so true. But we're family. Come join the band. No, I'm kidding. No. So my biggest advice that I give anybody is literally believe in yourself. You could have any life that you want to live and recreate it to your understanding. Like, and listen, like I've had to cut off a lot of people in my life that didn't align with my vision, and that's okay, right? Because like God gave me a vision for a purpose, and I'm so happy that I didn't listen to the people that were negative, and I kept fighting, because like nothing good comes easy. So just keep fighting, believe in yourself, put one foot in the front of the other, and like you got people that do believe in you, even if like they're like strangers. Like I believe in everyone, right? Like if you're telling me your why and I'm having a heart to heart with you, like I'm gonna go to bat for you, but your actions have to align with your words. That's the biggest thing. We could talk all we want, but we have to put in action, and your life will change. I promise you, hands down. That's like my biggest thing. I'm living proof.
I love it, man. It's so funny because I was talking to an agent earlier. I was like, listen, I have one requirement. I was like, I will help you. I will be in the trenches with you. Like, I will go above and beyond, but I need you to do one thing. Super simple. Just do what you say you're going to do. That's it. Just do what you say you're going to do. That's it. Something's on your mind, speak it. Let me know. Like, be honest, be transparent, do what you're saying to do. Like, it's really not that hard, And the thing is, most people don't, right? Most people don't do what they say they're going to do, right? And it's that easy. Awesome. So you're hiring and recruiting agents nationwide, right?
Yeah, nationwide, hiring, recruiting. We love to see you here. Come work with me.
You'll guide them through the process of getting their license, right?
Yes, absolutely. Guide them through the process, sit with them, talk with them, be on the VCC together, whatever they need, I will be there. And
you'll get them a discount on getting their license, right?
Yep, I'll give them discount, give them their license, all that good stuff.
And they work from their house.
They don't
need any experience.
Yeah, and listen, if I could do it, y'all could do it. That's the best part. If I'm doing it, you could do it. And you could wear your pajamas, hoodies, and make good money. Be there with your kids.
And they don't need any experience, right?
No experience. I had no experience
No
in
experience.
anything with sales. I
And
just
how do they
waited
find
to-
you? How do they find you? You're on Instagram?
Instagram, Lauren Borstein, Facebook, Lauren Borstein, all that good stuff. Find me. My name is Lauryn Borstein,
Throw it right back on the screen for them.
Borstein.
There we go. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Awesome, Lauren. It's been a pleasure. It's always great talking with you, chatting with you, communicating with you. Just love your energy and really excited to watch and see the. It's great to see the woman you became, but just to see the woman that you're going to be in the future, and the mother, right? And just see Skylar, like, I guess that's the biggest thing too, is like really understanding, because I grew up with everything I needed. Right. But I didn't grow up with a lot. I didn't grow up with a lot of extra. And, just knowing someone like, your daughter, Skylar, single mom. And I grew up this single mom life as well. My mom was a fighter, and she taught me so much. And so much of my success is because of her, because it's just the principles. And she told me, do what you say you're going to do. Don't lie. Be honest. Treat people well. Like all those little things that helped me so much in my business. But, just think about like Skylar's never going to, never, she wants to go to college. You'd be like, all right, which one, honey? Right? You know what I mean? Like
take over my agency.
Yeah. but again, it's gonna be up to her. Like she gets to she won't have to make decisions based off money. Right.
Yeah, exactly. She's already acts like she's helping families on the phone, which is great. Like 3 years old and already understands.
I would have her setting appointments. I told you I would have had her set her appointments. I keep telling you and Danny, you guys think I'm joking. They'll be setting appointments for me.
You know what my one thing is? I want to end up this. And this is like really like, I just can't wait until like she gets older and she's like such a good girl and she like is giving back in the world, and people, like may say things about her, like having things, and she could like, they might say, it's daddy's money, but it really, mommy worked hard. It's mommy's money that's gonna get you, and I love that, So yeah,
awesome.
It's gonna be good. And I just want to say thank you to you. You're the best mentor ever. Thank you for believing in me and also teaching me everything that I know.
I appreciate you so much. I appreciate it. So thank you, Lauren. So it's been another amazing episode of Ordinary People Doing Extraordinary Things, our very first virtual episode. So we'll be having a lot more of these. So again, please subscribe, hit the like, hit the little bell. Give us some comments. Tell us what you want to see. If you need to connect with Lauren and you missed it or something, just put it in the comments. I'll make sure I connect you. So thank you. Everyone have a great day.
Thank you. Woo. Let's go. See you at the top, baby.
Hold on. What is it, Lauren? You're the hype girl. What do you always say?
Let's go. I'll see you all at the top.
There you go.
Let's go.